Sorry about that. My time ran out. Anyway, I called my friend that was in the organization, and I'm so upset because I've just learned just a few pieces of information. I again I'll just keep going. The information that I learned was so upsetting to me. I called her, and I'm sobbing, and I'm trying to explain to her, and I control myself a little, console myself a little bit, and I'm explaining to her about the 607 BCE thing, and also about Beth Seren and the Freemasonry ties, and the governing body involved with the United Stations as a I think it's called an NGO or whatever it was. It was just overwhelming. And she listened to me, and over after a little bit, she says, she says, I have friends over right now. She says, let me call you back. Let me call you back. And no, I think she said, let me talk to you later. And I said, okay. So I hung up the phone, and I'm still hyperventilating because all this information is just racing in my head. And after about an hour or so, she hadn't called me back. So I just call her again to see if she would answer, the phone, to see if maybe her guest had left, and no answer. Went straight to voicemail. So I went to Facebook, blocked within an hour. My friend, my sister, my spiritual sister, within an hour, I was blocked. Is that love? Is that love? I also shared another video regarding a family member that was disfellowshipped. And this person had mental health issues. And granted, he was disfellowshipped because he committed a sin, fornication, a young man. Okay. And I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning that. However, this young man was mentally ill, severely depressed, very close to me. And the elders pulled me aside and told me that I could not speak to this person. I was to have no association with this person, and it would be the loving thing for me to do to back away from this person and let Jehovah discipline him the way he should be disciplined. About a month later, I contacted the same elders. This young man is isolating himself. So I let them know he's isolating himself. He's mentally ill. You're not allowing any of the friends or his family to go check on him. Somebody needs to go check on him. You're the shepherds of the congregation. And regardless of whether he's in the fold or not, he's still a sheep. And matter of fact, he's a sick sheep. He's a sick sheep. Go to that sick sheep the way Christ would have done. He went to the sick. He went to the poor. He went where he was needed. They never went to check on him. So a couple of weeks later, I get the phone call with this suicidal person. And I find him on the floor with both wrists slit. Because of shunning. He didn't die. He didn't die. But so many do. Shunning is no joke. It's prevalent. it's destructive, it's horrible, it's unloving. And it's done in the name of Jehovah. So, the next time the witnesses come to your door, the love bombing, the good news, if you get sucked in, and later on you do your research, you're going to get kicked out. And I guess that's okay. But I'm trying to help you guys avoid the pain and the emotional, it's horrible. It's horrible. And the fact that I was disfellowshipped, 3 years ago now? 3 years. My sister and I were very close. I can't talk to my sister, my only sister, and my sister's children and her grandchildren. I can't have any contact with them at all because I'm an apostate demon. I'm possessed by the devil because I don't believe they're bull crap. And it's not, again, it's not only, I'm speaking specifically to Jehovah's Witnesses or ones that are interested in the religion, that Jehovah's Witness religion. But there's a lot of other religions that are similar. Thank you, Haley. Similar to the Jehovah's Witness faith. Anybody that's in any organized religion, take a second look, y'all. If you are really a truth seeker, do your research. Don't depend on what mom and dad taught you. Because I know that my mom and dad loved me dearly, but they taught me a bunch of crap. And in turn, I taught my kids a bunch of crap. And I regret it now. Now that I can see, now that I've actually done the research, now that I've actually stepped back and not take as gospel what my parents told me because it didn't feel right in my gut. How many things that our parents tell us was good for us that as adults, we know better now? Let me give you one silly example. I remember my mom taking her finger and getting a big old glob of Vicks VapoRub. You know that in a blue bottle, y'all? The Vicks VapoRub? A big old, about a good teaspoon of it. She put it in my mouth and told me to swallow it. I remember that at 6 years old because it was going to grease my lungs. My mother almost killed me. Making me swallow mentholatum and petroleum jelly and whoever else knows what's in Vicks VapoRub. It didn't kill me, but she actually thought it would grease my lungs. Question everything, y'all. If it don't feel right to you, question it. And that was the whole reason of my journey to start with, because it did not feel right in my gut and I was searching for truth. Nothing but the truth. Have I found it yet? Yeah, I think so. I think I have. I know I have. I don't see anything else it could be. Christ is within. Christ is within us. And if you guys look at the video I did, the very first one I did, and I got a lot of comments. I got a lot of views on that one because I probably looked so bad in that video. And let me explain that to you guys while I have you. I think I got 5 minutes left. Let me explain to you what happened. When I made that initial video, the experience I was sharing at that time, a year ago, had happened to me, I think like a year prior to me making that video. But for some reason, it was just on my mind that day. And I was driving home from work and I was dressed in pioneer clothing. I had somebody ask me if I was a pilgrim. No, it was just my work clothes. Anyway, I pulled off on the side of the road because that was it was just in my head. And I just felt compelled to make a video about it, which I did. And when I started sharing the story of what had happened to me with that awakening, you know, the weird feeling and hearing that sensation of sinking and all of that, it was like I was reliving it all over again. And that's what was captured, because this was the first time that I had ever shared that publicly with anyone. I haven't shared that with very many people at all. And when I did decide to share it, I shared it with the world. And I sort of relived it again. But when I made that video, I was in a far different place from when that actual experience happened to me. And a year later, from that initial video on YouTube, I'm a totally different person than I was at that point. Last year was the beginning of my journey, my walk, my path, so to speak. And it has been an amazing walk. Along the way, there were lots of times where I thought, again, I made another video about that too, that I thought I'd found the truth. And I still have a lot of the Hebrew Israelites still reaching out to me, trying to make me understand that I am one of the chosen people. And because I have extra melanin in my skin, or some people say that because I have some white in me too, that because my father was considered Caucasian or white, then that blows me completely out the water. So I can't be one of the chosen people now because it was my dad that was white and whatever. It makes no sense, y'all. It makes no sense at all, especially now, because once you learn the truth, and the truth for me, I'll go ahead and I've said this to you guys already, but the truth for me now, the way I stand today, after this year-long journey of going through everything, going through the scriptures, realizing that there's more than one God, looking at more ancient writings than the Bible, looking at the stuff etched in stone, is just common sense, guys. The Bible is a book compiled and written by men. And some of the parts of the Bible that was originally there is not there because men decided it shouldn't be there. There's parts that's missing, guys. So you cannot put 100% proof in those scriptures. So what I have done is I still believe that there's some golden pieces in the scriptures, and I'm using those. But I'm also using discernment and looking everywhere and piecing it together. And what it led me back to was right here. Christ is within. I'm talking about that again, so I'm going to get back. This whole thing was about shunning. I'll do another video another time on this last thing I was talking about. But again, the shunning thing, again, interested ones, be careful. Be careful. Don't get baptized until you do your research, because your butt's going to get kicked out. I'm telling you. Anyway, till next time, guys, love and light, love and light, love and light, my family.